Hello YouTube, this is Alex Yang at Mazda of Orange. Thank you so much for tuning in. Today I'd like to present to you the 2022 Mazda CX-5 2.5 Turbo. This one's finished in the Soul Red Metallic with the black leather interior. This is an absolute gorgeous color. As always, I'm going to go ahead and showcase what the Turbo Edition has to offer, as well as some of the standard features on the CX-5. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump right into it. So today I'm going to start off in the back of this 22 CX-5 2.5 Turbo. So this one being the Turbo, this one does have an automatic lift gate. Now you can actually open it three ways. You can open it with the key fob. You can reach over and open it with the handle, and there's also a button inside the car as well. But just to save some time, let me go ahead and just show you with the key. So you have a little hold button right here, so you just hold that. And it'll actually open, and it's actually adjustable for the height. So if you're a little shorter and you can't really reach the top, you can actually adjust this height. So if you wanted to sit lower, you can do that. It's just fine with like that. You can just leave it as is. Now back here, you have a little handle here. You do have a spare, and this one's equipped with the BOSE audio system, so you do have a subwoofer located back here as well. The back seats do fold down, and you can actually do this one individually, that one individually, and then the center goes back as well. Now this one being the Turbo Edition, you do get a slightly larger exhaust pipes. Doesn't really make it sound any louder, but it gives it a more sporty look from the back. This one's all-wheel drive. Of course, you have full LED taillights as well as the turn signals. You can kind of see it. And what's really nice is at night, these actually light up. So it gives it like a menacing look to it. Now the Turbo does have high gloss black fenders, side skirts, compared to the standard CX-5, which has the flat black side fenders. So very cool touch. This one does have the high gloss black side mirrors. And of course you have these gorgeous 19-inch gloss wheels that really match the gloss black side fenders. These ones measure 225 55 19s all the way around. Moving to the front, the CX-5 does have updated headlights for the 22s. So at night, these do light up almost like angel eyes. So it gives it a very distinct look to the CX-5. And of course, they are full LED. And then, of course, for the Turbo, you get this exclusive 4-bar right there. Really sets off the high gloss black grille. Right here, you do have your radar cruise control system, which is implemented into the radar and to the emblem right here. So what that means is this car will actually, almost like self-driving, if you will. This car will pace itself for the car in front, as well as come to a complete stop. And then, of course, you have the gloss black here, and it's also finished in the flat black, so it can take a nice beating. This car has keyless entry, so to lock, press once. Side mirrors do fold in, and then when you press it again, unlock, it folds back out. So this one does have the black leather interior. Really does add a nice touch to the Turbo as you get this red stitching. It's also on the seats. as well as the door panels. This one, of course, has the BOSE audio speakers. Now, this is genuine leather. It's not leatherette. It's a very soft leather. And then this one does have your power front seat with memory settings and lumbar support. I apologize if this car is a little dusty. Just arrived today. So I'm going to start off with the steering wheel. So with the info button right here, you can actually change the center display screen there. And you can also set it to from miles per hour to kilometers per hour by the push of a button right here. So wherever you're located, you have that option too. But since we're here in California, we'll leave it to miles per hour. This car does have your blind spot monitoring, which I'll go more in depth on that later. But I'll just go ahead and showcase the basics on the CX-5. So this is going to be your radar cruise control system. So you press on, and then now you can actually set the distance. And then what's cool on this screen too is when you actually have a car in your blind spot, it will actually have directional arrows pointing at either here or here. You can set it to where if you want the steering wheel to vibrate if there's a car in your blind spot, if you want the car to beep if there's a car in your blind spot, you can do all that stuff. You also get the LED light located right there. This car does come equipped with Apple CarPlay and Android Auto as standard. And what's nice is, if you go to settings, and then you go into your safety settings, this is where you can actually adjust all the safety features to your own preference. So for example, you go to safety settings right there. You have your blind spot monitoring. You can set it to visual, where it'll have the LED light, or you can have it just visual and audio, to where it'll beep and have the LED light. So it's very cool. So it gives you a lot of customization. And this is very easy to use. It's no longer a touchscreen, so you can actually not touch it, but you control it with this knob here. But very easy to use. Takes about maybe half a day to get used to it, but overall very easy user interface right there. Moving on to the bottom right here, you do have quite a bit of accessories on the Turbo. So let me start off with the heated steering wheel. It's a nice feature to have. You do have three-way heated front seats for the driver and passenger side, which is located right here. And then you also have your ventilated cooled seats, again three-way. This is going to be dual climate control, so once you press sync, you can actually adjust it. Or if you press off, now you can have different temperatures set to your own preference. So very nice to have. And then also right here will actually display your airbag lights. So if you have someone in the back seat and they're not wearing your seatbelt, it'll actually display right here. So that's a nice feature to have for the kids. All new for the 22, specifically the Turbo, is this is where the standard CX-5 you get a sport mode button, but now it's the MI drive. So if you press up, you get in a sport display, you get a red tack giving it a more sporty appearance. That's going to tighten up the throttle response. It's going to make the shifts feel a little faster, along with these paddle shifters on the wheel. And then it's also going to give the steering a little heavier weight, and of course adjust the all-wheel drive accordingly for a more sporty experience. You press down on it once, you get back to just a normal mode, and then you hit down, you go into off-road mode. That's going to give a brown tack right there. It's going to give it a more, it's going to basically adjust the all-wheel drive system accordingly depending on whatever surface you're driving on. So if you need more traction, it'll adjust to that, so it's very cool to have. And then, before we leave this area here, you do have your wireless charging pad right there as well. Now, if you go into the center, of course, 2 cup holders, and then you have 2 USBs there. You have this very nice aluminum finish, and then right here, and then you have soft leather right here. You do have your BOSE side tweeters located on both sides. You have sunglass holder. You have your HomeLink system to set up your garage door opener. And then you also have a nice moonroof right here, and it's just a one touch. Opens up very nicely. To close, press forward once, and then you slide this back. All done. So let's go ahead and move on to the back. Go ahead and showcase the back seats. All right. Okay. So again, you have that really nice red stitching. Almost looks like a cherry blossom red. And then we're back here. You do have 2 pockets, one here, one on the other side, along with your rear AC vents. You have 2 cup holders along with rear heated seats. Very nice. And then you also have 2 USBs back here, so very nice to have. Again, these seats are very plush, very comfortable place to be. Plenty of headroom back here. Let's go ahead and pop the hood. Alright, so this is the 2.5 liter SKYACTIV-G 4-cylinder turbocharged engine. This one pushes 227 horsepower and 310 pound-feet of torque, and that's going to be on 87 octane. That's great performance for a mid-sized SUV, and fuel economy is actually not that bad. It's 22 city, 27 highway, and about 24 combined. So if you want a fun SUV that fits a family of 4 or 5 comfortably, you want to look stylish when you get there, and you want the Mazda reliability, then look no further. The CX-5 is the perfect car for you. Definitely one of the safer cars out there. It's a 5-star crash rating from IIHS, and it's one of the top safety picks. So if you have any questions on this CX-5 or any CX-5 in our inventory, please don't hesitate to reach out to me. My contact information will be listed down below. Thank you so much for watching. And again, until next time, take care.